everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm sharing with you my favorite beach reads. So beach reads is something that is like a vague sort of genre that most of the time people think romance, and like I do think that as well, but like when you go online and try and like actually look up beach reads, it seems to be mainly books that are like easy to read, quick to read, escapes from the real world. So romance definitely is one of those ones, but I've also seen some like mysteries and thrillers and fantasy and things like that. And so I just wanted to bring you guys some of my favorite beach reads or books you could take on vacation, especially because when this video comes out, I actually will be on vacation at a beach with my family. So yeah, I have 15 books here to share with you. I'm going to go through them semi-quickly because I don't want this to be a very long video. But yeah, these are books that I really do enjoy that I think would be perfect for taking to the beach. We will be starting this list with the stereotypical beach reads, romances, that kind of thing. So the first one I have here is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is actually a Renaissance Fair romance, and so for me, living in Arizona, the Renaissance Festival is over. It's something that is usually like end of February through like some of April. We don't have it during the summer, but in a lot of different states it is during the summer, and this one was one that I absolutely loved. We end up having two main characters. One is Simon, who runs the Renaissance Festival, and one is Emily, who is new in town to help her sister take care of her niece, because I think her sister like had a car accident or something and like broke her ankle or foot or leg, and she gets roped into doing the Renaissance Festival with her niece, and it is a really cute romance from there. I have absolutely been loving every single book in this series, and they're very quick to get through, so again, perfect for taking on vacation. The next couple I have here are by the same author. The first one is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, which means the other is One Last Stop. These are both adult romances. One is male, one is sapphic, and I loved both of these. The vibes are sort of different because Red, White, and Royal Blue is sort of like a forbidden romance. At least they're, you know, dating in secret, between the son of the President of the United States and one of the princes of England. This is in a sort of alternate reality to us, obviously, but I really enjoyed my time with it. And this one here has a sapphic romance that has a little bit of a sci-fi twist. Basically, we're following a character who is, I think, new in town, trying to find her footing, gets a job at a cafe, all this kind of thing, and she ends up meeting this other girl that, you know, is super cute, all this kind of stuff, who is actually stuck on the subway from like the 1970s. I really loved the romances in here. Actually, this one too, they do have romance. They're very quick and easy to read, but it also has a little bit more. It brings in the friendships of these characters, and I absolutely love them. I also actually have special edition copies of these that are hiding over here behind me, and I'm showing you my normal copies because I wouldn't want to bring special editions to the beach. And I'm going to contradict that right away because I now have Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake, and this is a special edition copy. The only thing is I don't have the original paperback version, but this is another one that I absolutely love. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It is a sapphic romance between one of our characters, Delilah Green, who is a photographer living in New York who travels back to her small hometown for her stepsister's wedding, and then we also have Claire, who is a single mother and like one of the best friends of Delilah's stepsister. And so it is a very interesting dynamic because it's not like a second chance romance or anything like that, but I really loved the characters and I love the plot lines. This one does get a little bit deeper into feelings and stuff like that at certain parts. So like beach reads are supposed to be light and fluffy, and I do feel like most of the romances that I have here are. They just sometimes do cross the line a little bit into slightly harder topics, but they're still fun and quick, easy reads. The next one that I have here, which I think might be like a quintessential beach read, is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This actually takes place like on a beach vacation, so it's even better that way. This is not my favorite Christina Lauren, but because I was doing beach reads and it takes place at a beach, I had to mention it. This one is going to be a fake dating one. Basically, we have twin sisters. One of them got married and the other one was probably like maid of honor or something like that. I can't fully remember that, but she had like dietary restrictions that kept her from eating the buffet food at the wedding, and everybody at the wedding got food poisoning except for her and the best man, who she like hates basically because he also didn't eat the food. And so instead of wasting this like special honeymoon prize that they won, her sister tells her to just go on this vacation, pretend to be her since they are twins, and like experience the honeymoon. And somehow the other guy ends up tagging along and they have to pretend to be married. I really did enjoy this one. Like I said, it's not like my favorite Christina Lauren. Any of their books should work for this beach read category, but like literally it's set on a beach vacation, so come on. Another romance, because we're not through with those yet, is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This one is featuring more science, which I personally did enjoy. Our characters here are a grad student and a professor at this college. They're not the professor and the student, like it's not his student, you know, we're not technically crossing any taboo lines, which is good. One thing I do love about this is one of our characters is demisexual, and they do have that representation on page, but besides that, it is sort of like an enemies to lovers romance, or like rivals sort of thing. I really did enjoy both of these characters. It is a little bit cheesy at the very beginning, like I feel like the beginning could have been edited just a little bit more, but once you get past like the first 50 pages or so, I could not put this down, and I think that's exactly what you're wanting when you're taking a book to the beach. Next, I have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is a sort of paranormal-ish romance. Basically, our main character can see ghosts. And so, yes, we are dealing with a little bit more hard topics in the fact of like her family has this like funeral home and like she can see ghosts. But I really did enjoy how this played out, how the romance was actually dealt with, and how they talk about grief a little bit in here as well. It's another short romance, so again, very quick and easy to read. It's another one that like when I was reading it, I didn't want to put down. We're getting to the end of the adult romances. The next one I have here is Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. So this is going to be a male-male romance, fake dating, which I absolutely love. It is a little bit thicker than some of the other ones, but again, when I first read it, I remember speeding through this. It has some very funny, sarcastic, dry British humor in here, and so it is one that doesn't deal with super dark topics. Like, I really enjoyed what this was, how funny it was, and the characters. There is a sequel called Husband Material that I feel like could probably also fit in this category, but I have not read that one yet. It is on my TBR. I need to do that. But this one is very fun. Next, we have a couple young adult romance sort of titles. The first is very, very brightly colored. Maybe it's better. I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. Our main character here is fat and bisexual and entering this like Korean K-pop competition TV show where they have to like sing and dance, and I really, really enjoyed this one. It does have some mentions of fat phobia, especially with relating to like family members, but the romance in here was adorable. It was very quick to read, and I loved the representation. The next one I have here is Love, Fortunes, and Other Disasters by Kimberly Karelias. So this is going to be a young adult romance that has a little bit of magic in here, so a little bit of fabulism. Our characters go to this like boarding school in this town that is like well known for love fortunes. Like every year before you go to school, that kind of thing, you go in and you get a fortune, and the fortunes could be good or bad. I think our main character in this one has a like horrible fortune, like something where she will never find true love, something like that, and she wants to fix her situation. This is a very sort of cutesy, cheesy YA romance, but I really did love the actual twist on having that sort of fortune-telling aspect here. Again, there is a sequel to this one that I actually liked even more than this one, but this is the first one in the series, and I think you probably should read this one first, but it is very quick and easy to read. Another one that I wanted to recommend is actually not one that I currently own on my shelves, but I definitely need to, because it is Tokyo Ever After by Emiko Jean. This is the Princess Diaries, but sort of set in Japan. Our main character actually is living in the United States and comes to find out that her father, who she has like never met, is a prince of Japan. And so she ends up going over there and sort of trying to figure out, like, can she be a princess there? Is she not comfortable that way? Is she too American? Is she not Japanese enough? And so again, this one probably does deal with a little bit more difficult topics, but I absolutely loved it. It has a really cute romance as well, and so yes, I definitely needed to recommend this, and I still need to get a copy for my shelves. Dealing with more royalty stuff, we have American Royals by Catherine McGee. This is an alternate timeline sort of thing of the United States, like if George Washington wasn't president, but instead was king. And so then we go down the line until we have like present day American Royals. This is very like drama filled, could be an amazing TV show sort of thing, like very teenage drama. They have some very cute romances, and I really, really love this one. Again, just I think because of how drama filled it is, but it's still set in an alternate sort of timeline of the United States. It is very escapism that way, and I loved it. Now we're gonna move into some other ones that have romance potentially, don't have romance potentially, could be a little bit more of a stretch on the beach read aspect depending on what you consider beach reads, but I still think would be great books to read at the beach. So the next one I have here is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This one, again, I could have probably picked almost any of TJ Klune's stuff, but this one feels the most lighthearted of the ones that I've read, and because it has sea in the title, it made sense to me. But basically we're following our main character of Linus, who is sort of somebody who goes and like looks at orphanages in this like magical realism, fabulism world, and determines if they're being cared for, because these kids that are here either have magic or sort of like magical creatures, that kind of thing. And this story is him going to like the most unique orphanage in this world. It's very hard to describe sometimes, but I absolutely love this one. I loved the characters. I love the found family aspects in here. And so yes, could be dealing with slightly difficult topics, but it was very, very cute. It does have some romance in here as well, and yes. The next one I have here is Heroine Complex by Sarah Kuhn. This is a superhero story. It is very quick and easy to read. It is part of a series that I need to continue, and there is some romance, but mostly it's superheroes. So it's very action-packed, quick to read. We have one character who's been like the assistant to a superhero, I think called Avita Jupiter, and she ends up not being able to superhero for a little while, so our main character steps in to do it because she actually does have powers of her own, even though she's been hiding them, didn't really want to be a superhero, and we go from there. I will say we open up this whole book, like the opening scene, with like alien demon cupcakes. Like, the humor in this is so funny, and it's so quick to read. The action and the humor and everything just like keep going, and I love it. Another one that is a little bit darker, actually probably one of the darker ones that I have on here, but I think I need to mention it because the vibes of this are going to be perfect for the beach, is going to be The Surface Breaks by Louise O'Neill. This is a retelling of the original Little Mermaid story. Like I said, it does get darker than some of the other books that I have here, but I mean, look at that. Look at that. It is gorgeous. I absolutely love this one because it is a retelling of The Little Mermaid. It is not going to pull any punches, but I think if you're looking for the escapism stuff that beach reads have, this is one that like I was definitely pulled into the world, and so even though it is darker, I was still very enthralled, and so it was very quick to get through still, even though it is going to be slightly darker than the rest. Speaking of like mermaids and sirens and things like that, we have To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is going to be, again, slightly darker, but it is YA and it has a romance, so it's not actually too dark. But we have a siren in this who, in order to like rule her kingdom, I believe it is, has to like capture hearts of human princes, and ends up doing something wrong and getting like banished to the human world to be more like a human who, you know, she hates because she's a siren, having to kill them. I really like the dynamics of this one. I liked that it is also sort of a Little Mermaid retelling, but it's taking its liberties with that. Like, it's not like cut and dry perfect for it. But again, I really liked this one. I liked the romance in it, and because water and stuff, I figured beach, I had to mention it. Some other books that can be slightly darker but are very, very, very quick to read because they're actually novellas is the Wayward Children series by Shauna McGuire. So this is the first book, Every Heart a Doorway. Some of the books are darker than others. Like, we have Beneath the Sugar Sky, which is like bright and pink and colorful, and it has less dark elements of the story, but every single one of these are novellas, so they're very quick to read, and it deals with portal fantasy, which I feel like definitely lends to escapism from the real world. Some of these, like this one here, deal with more of the kids coming back from these portal worlds and dealing with being here. This one also has like a mystery at the center of it, which I absolutely loved, but other books in the series actually do show the other side of the portal worlds and like are 100% like escapism sort of things. So yes, I figured these would fit the bill. The next book I wanted to mention is actually a book that I have taken on vacation to the beach before, actually to the exact same hotel and beach that I'm going to go on this vacation, and it's going to be Working Stiff by Rachel Kane. So this one might be one of the most random ones that I have picked here, mostly just because like I took it on a vacation as like a beach read, but I don't know if everybody else would consider it that way, because this is a book where our main character dies at the beginning and then gets revived as a zombie, and they're trying to see if there's a cure. There's not really a cure. It is very sort of like dark sci-fi in that way, because we do have like the reanimation zombie stuff, but like the reason she was killed is also like a conspiracy sort of thing. Like, they're trying to figure out why everything happened. There is some romance at the heart of these books because it is a trilogy, and I remember really, really liking these. I literally took this book on vacation and read it while I was on vacation instead of doing other things. Like, I think that tells you something, but I do think out of all the ones on this list, this could be a little bit more random, but I really enjoy these ones. The next one I have here is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Again, more of the mystery aspect for it. I can't really even tell you what this book is about. This is an oldie but a goodie, because I remember when this first came out and reading it and being like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I did actually guess like one of the twists that's in here, but I still really loved the execution of it. It's very short. It's a YA sort of mystery thing. And so yeah, if you haven't read this one, which I feel like a lot of people have, if you haven't, it's a very good one to take on a vacation, escape the world. They also are, I think, set at a beach house, or is it a lake house? I don't know, but there's water involved, so yeah. And then finally, the last one I have here, which actually makes it 20 recs instead of 15. My bad. I guess not bad. More book recs for you. This is going to be an actual like mystery thriller horror thing. Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. You could probably pick almost any of Riley Sager's books, but this is one of my top ones. He is one of those authors that, like, when I'm reading these mystery thrillers, I do not want to put it down. I need to continue to figure out what's going on. There's usually multiple twists in all of these books, and so this is one of my absolute favorites that I feel like would be very, very quick and easy to read. This one deals with a woman going back to her parents' house, I believe after her father has passed away, and she doesn't really remember much of her time there when she was younger, but when she was younger, her father did actually like write a book about this house, stating that it was haunted and all of their experiences with it being haunted. And so we actually have like sort of dual timeline perspectives here, one of her trying to get this house ready to sell, and one of the father's book entries describing the sort of like haunted nature of it. And so yes, this is one of my favorite ones by this author, but every single one grips you. Like, I did not want to put any of them down. I wanted to continue and read them. I just wanted to know what was going on, what the twists were, like what is real and what is not, because a lot of these ones are like who's lying or who's not lying, like what happened in the past, all this kind of stuff. And so yeah, these are perfect for those aspects. And so yeah, that's gonna actually be, like I said, 20 books instead of 15. I think I filmed a video recently where I did like 15 books or questions or something, and so that's where my brain went. But no, I have 20 beach reads for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your favorite beach read down below, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye.